Mm. What's up, guys? Orange Cross Gaming here. Today I'm bringing you one other video that's kind of like the one I did with V2A. You could just read. I'm going to say this right now. People who think Battlefield 1 is sexist should just research the facts, look at other games, and shut the fuck up. All right? We're going to look at this in a historical concept. Battlefield 1, based in World War One. World War fucking One, the Great War. That's what everyone called it. 11 million people died. Oh, actually, 8 million people died. I don't even know. Around that many people died. Women. The only frontline women I've known that actually fought was those Russian women. That it was the first time any country sent women in mass amounts. But those mass amounts are tiny. They're a fraction of the men that were fighting. And yes, there were women in war. There's been women in war before World War One. If you look at the American Civil War, other wars, yes, women have been there as a supportive role. You know, women were being nurses and all that. In World War One, it was the same thing too. Women were being nurses, and maybe just maybe, you know, building some things here and there. You know, like working in the factories. But those women that were doing supportive roles were outnumbered by the men doing the same shit. I was watching this video. World War One. This game is taken into World War One historical freaking reference, man. It's you don't see women fighting, and compared to that, way more many men were fighting in World War One than women. It's probably the ratio one woman per 10,000 guys, 100,000 guys, something like that. I'm gonna say that 100,000 people. I mean, that's probably a big number, but shit, something like that. Two women to 100,000 guys. It's it's because Battlefield One is taking a historical look and feel to the game. Sure, Battlefield One doesn't look realistic, and I said that. Oh, I hope Battlefield One is realistic in one of my videos, and I look at it now. It's like, dude, what was I expecting? It's Battlefield. I mean, yes, it's gonna be kind of authentic here and there. I mean, they have more semi-auto weapons than they do actual bolt action, and I mean, and in a historical context, yes, we were fighting with bolt action weapons and all that, and it looks clean, and a lot of shit was going bad. Sometimes a lot of things failed, but I mean, if you had a bad game mechanic, like let's say I'm gonna take this from Rags. He made a video. He said that if a parachute in World War One, it was a realistic thing that the parachute stopped working. And yeah, your parachute starts working. If you put that in a game, then it's like, dude, what the fuck? It's gonna be a bad game mechanic. So Battlefield wants to like make it feel good, make it everything work. The tanks are fucking slow, and everyone had bolt actions. But if they put it like that, it's gonna be no fun for people. But anyway, off topic. It's just this. It's like they actually have a female. They say that they have a female character for the single player, and that's fine. You know what the crazy thing is too? When I saw the first game snippets of the fucking when I saw the game snippets of the fucking of Battlefield One, I did hear a woman commentator. I believe I heard a woman commentator on that part. I was like, dude, like, there's no sexism. If there's a woman in multiplayer, then that's there. Shit. Games like fucking Call of Duty, fucking Lara Croft, other games that you play as a woman in the woman is like you can play as a girl in multiplayer, you can play as a girl as a protagonist. Those games are made up. They're false. They're made up. They're a story, fictional, whatever. Stuff like that. They do that, okay? This game is World War One. You don't see a fucking woman running with a fucking Mosin Nagant or whatever rifle they're using. It's like you don't see a woman running with a fucking what's a damn rifle they use? Like a K98, something like that. Like an old German some rifle. I'm not really good with the World War One history. Let's say they were running with a Lewis gun. Okay, they're not going to be shooting Lewis gun in the trenches, man. Women were in the supportive role. Okay, and so some of those women that were fighting on the front lines, you really wouldn't see them much. compared to this, if you were to, it's so phenomenal. And like I'm pointing at my statistic. I know it's made up, but it feels for me it's like actual. I guess 100, one woman out of 100,000 guys, I would say, who are actually fighting in the front lines. That's just about it. And these were Russian women. There have always been history about that. But it's like it's crazy, really, because I mean, it's like in regards to her historical heroism. Here's what I was talking about with the parachutes. Check how many tanks were involved and how they work. Check the lethality of parachutes. Nothing noting that these are not, just two are not realistic elements in the game. No shit. Like, yes, we understand that they were like that in history, but Battlefield has never been about realism. It's about authenticity. Okay, just to make it's not a realistic shooter. If it was, I mean, and they had these problems, it wouldn't be no fun. They want to make it as fun for people as possible. Okay, if you want a realistic World War One game, either download like a World War One mod for Arma, or just get something else like Play Verdun or something. I don't fucking know. Just deal with that. It's crazy, really. And if they do put like a woman in the like, even if they have a woman in the single player, she's probably going to be a medic or something, or just something like a heroine or something. I think she's most. If you were to make it that realistic and you wanted to put women fighting, like let's do this for realism. Let's put women in there. Yes, you're going to see a woman being a medic. That's what it was. That was what history was. Yeah, now we evolved and women are doing combat roles. They're in there, they're pilots, they're all this other crap. That's fine. I understand. But you people need to do your research before you say, oh my god, this game is sexist. You look at your history. That's what it was. Women, very few women did fight in the front lines. And just comparing that to a video game, that's not even supposed to be realistic. This game is taking a historical concept and using examples from Call of Duty and all this other crap. It's like, okay, yes, those games are made up, but these guys are taking it into an actual war that happened. They don't. You're gonna see all dead dudes. That's all you're gonna see, and maybe you'll see like a female nurse coming and taking care of them or something like that. That's what it was. That's what it fucking was. There was no females charging at people, killing each other. There was not like 100,000 woman army, charging in the trenches or whatever, piloting in that time because they weren't allowed to. They weren't. Okay, if you're gonna call me a sexist on this, it's history. Get over it. It's just this. Okay, they're gonna put. It's like they didn't. They're like arguing, saying that they did not put a woman in it at all. It's like that is not true. They have women in it. Okay, there was women that did fight. I understand that. I saw that. There were some women that fought. But it's just these people is like, oh, but they're not gonna put a woman in front lines. You look at it, they're looking at a historical concept because that's just how it is. And look what this is. Talking about her experiences at DICE, Amadine Koget explained that the original Battlefield pitches said, screw realism, we're adding female soldiers because of what we're able to do. But a few months later, email threaded the company. The idea was crap. No shit. It was the first idea. That was the original pitch, but ideas change. Things change. They're going to look at more realism because they want to make it like that. They want to keep it like, you're not going to be running around like you're not gonna have a fucking like Lewis gun with a fucking red dot sight or a hollow sight. That wasn't invented until like the 70s, man. Scopes weren't invented. Those kind of sights weren't invented until the late 50s and early 60s. Other crap. And I mean now they're just a staple to any gun now in any military, any developed military that is. But yeah, it's just whole argument of this is just they're looking at a historical concept. Yes, they were looking at realism at first, but there's like, nah, they changed their mind, and that's what it is. And if you look at your history, the women never really fought much. I'm gonna say that, except for those Russian women and those women that were being nurses. Now and then, eventually as we progress as a society, it's just women started entering roles now, stuff like that. But yeah, just these people need to really just do their fucking homework. They need to look let's look history to made believe. Like Call of Duty, yes, you can pick a female, whatever, fine. Like when you look at a game like Battlefield 1, it's World War One. Get the fuck over it. Sheesh. Alright guys, that's my video. I had a face cam because I wanted you to catch my reaction. It's just bullshit, man. All this BS, man, I swear. And I'm pretty pumped for Battlefield 1, so yeah. Hopefully you'll like the video. So Orange Cross signing out.